Here to vlog about Basketball Wives Season 4 reunion. Thank God this season is over because I'm exhausted after watching this season. And I'm glad that this reunion was only a one-parter because they covered everything in this hour. And I'm like, good. This was a corny season. It was a corny reunion. Let's just get into it. So, I'm going to start off with what each girl wore in their hair. You know, naturally, Malaysia, her hair always looks nice, and her dress was nice. She on a black dress with, like, it looked like sheer sleeves. Brandy, I like that look on her. I mean, a lot of people had a lot to say about her hair. I liked her hair. Her hair was like, she had a little slick back here, and the rest of her hair was, like, over, so it kind of looked shaved, but the rest of her hair was hanging, so I liked it. And, I mean, I liked her suit. A little too sparkly for my taste, but I liked her suit. Megan looked like she was going to prom or something. Like, she had on like this big umbrella looking dress. I mean, it looked nice on her, but it was just too much for the reunion to me. But I mean, it's her first reunion, so yeah, that's my daughter running around. But yeah, she had on like this big poof dress. It looked like it had like a flower or something going across the shoulder, and she had her hair in like a like slanted, layered, bob cut thing. It looked nice on her. Finally, Jackie looked decent. I mean, she could have wore like a longer dress, but she looked decent. Her hair looked nice. So, kudos to whoever's doing her hair and whoever's styling her. I just wish they would get rid of the black, because that's all that Jackie wears. But I mean, I'm not one to talk. I wear a lot of black too, but still, Jackie wears black and she looks tacky. Sometimes. Shawnee looked nice. She had a little slick back, you know, I don't want to call it a mohawk, but it was like a big poof going all the way back, but the sides were slicked, and she wore like it looked like a black dress or a black pantsuit. I didn't really look too much at the full length, but I think it was a dress. I didn't like what Tammy had on at all. I didn't like her hair, and I didn't like her pantsuit. First of all, her pantsuit, when she stood up, she had like a bit, like they were like Aladdin, like hammer pants, and it was just too much going on in her crotch area. And her hair, you could tell it was a wig. It wasn't the right grade of hair for her. Like, I like when Tammy has like the black and the curly. The brown and the curly, it just didn't look right on her. I didn't like her outfit at all. And Angel, I thought Angel looked nice, but her dress was too much for the reunion too. She had like, her hair's blonde, and like it was like black at the roots, honey blonde going down, and it was curly. It looked nice, but her dress was too much. It was like white and sparkly, you know, white and silver, sparkly or whatever. I mean, they all look decent, but some of their outfits were just too much for the reunion. And the reunion was only an hour, so okay, but moving on. Naturally, John Sally tells us that Drea didn't show up. They reached out to her to see if she would attend, and she declined. And I'm like, naturally Drea's gonna decline. She did the same thing last season. The only thing I'm glad about is that Drea didn't record like a separate interview with the producers or whatever to talk about each of the cast members, because it's like, girl, because it's like nobody cares. But at the same time, Nyla, I feel like Drea is just like, she does too much. Like, Drea is a punk, in my opinion. In my honest opinion, she's a punk, because the drama that you got with these girls, you started from the comment that you made. And I'm not and I'm not going to get into it right now. I'm going to talk about it a little later in a few. Now, Malaysia and Angel got into it because Angel felt like Malaysia disrespected her and ruined her brand by talking about her clothing and everything. So, I get what Malaysia was saying. Malaysia was like, she's not selling sex, she's selling bedding. And I mean, I get it. And you know, Angel was like, so you go to bed with a like a t-shirt, like a white shirt and some jeans. And I'm like, I get what she's meaning, but I think that Malaysia wanted to go a more classier route. She didn't want to be raunchy with selling bedding. If she was selling lingerie, then that's a different story. But she's selling bedding, so she didn't want to be too raunchy, because she's basically selling sheets and pillowcases, you know? So, I mean, I get it. But they were going back and forth because Angel just feels like she was disrespected and that Malaysia could ruin her brand and all that other stuff. So, I mean, I get why they were both upset, but I just feel like people are just taking their frustration out on poor Angel, and Angel doesn't deserve it. Angel's a sweet girl. So, you know, that was that. They got into their little argument, agreed to disagree, and left the issue alone. So, now we get to, well, Jackie was talking about, because John Sally asked her, why did she spit on Megan? And she was like, she didn't spit on Megan. She spit at Megan. Regardless, Jackie, you don't spit on somebody. You don't spit at them. You don't spit on them. You don't spit towards them. You don't spit at people. That's disrespectful. It's nasty. And if Megan would have done it to you, you would have wanted to fly off the handle and cursed her out, because you ain't going to fight her. Jackie's a punk. Jackie's not going to fight anybody. Jackie's going to sit there and argue with you until security comes and back her up. Then she's going to make it seem like she's going to jump you because security's holding her back. So, the only thing that I was like, you agree? Y'all should see her. She's sitting here shaking her head to everything I'm saying. But they were sitting there talking about it and everything, and the whole time they're telling Jackie, you know, close your legs, your stuff is showing, close your legs. And she's like, it's all right, I got panties on. I'm like, the fact remains, they had to tell you one too many times to close your legs, and that's nasty. So be a lady and cross your legs, or how about you wear a longer skirt, something, but gross. So now I'm gonna get into Drea, and for all of y'all on Twitter that's Team Drea or whatever, I like Drea, but I don't like what she said. And I don't like how she acted this season. Granted, you felt like you were ganged up on this season or whatever. But my thing is, I do not care about what Drea meant about Brandy's cancer. First of all, Brandy didn't bring up her cancer story not once this season. Brandy's storyline this season was reconciliating, I hope I said that right, you know, getting back together with her husband after infidelity and damages in their marriage. That was Brandy's storyline this season. Her and Malaysia had a similar storyline this season. That's all Brandy talked about. Now, last season, when it was Brandy's first season, the cancer storyline was her storyline, because she had cancer, she survived it, and she was trying to get pregnant. And because she had cancer, there was a chance that the cancer stole her fertility, so she might not be able to get pregnant again. Hence why her storyline was about the cancer. Now, Brandy only the only time you heard Brandy say something about her cancer was when the producers recorded Drea saying, your cancer story is boring on this show. That's the only time Brandy said anything about it. Other than that, with all the footage that they put on there, minus that footage, with all the footage that they put on this season, Brandy was talking about her and her husband. So y'all want to call her boring for possibly saving the lives of other women on this earth who are going through the same thing with chemotherapy and cancer and all that other stuff. Y'all sitting up here talking about she's making a sob story. Okay, I get it. This is reality TV. Yes, we watch for the entertainment. Yes, we watch for the drama. But how dare you? If there is a person on this show that has a situation that we can relate to, you're gonna call them boring? Are you kidding me? Because Brandy's not talking about slapping this bitch or screwing this chick's man all the time. Are you kidding me? But Drea being a thought is more important than cancer? Are you kidding me? Yeah, it makes for entertainment, but at the same time, some of these shows are good to watch because you can relate to something in some of these characters. So, okay, Drea was entertainment. Brandy was brought on because of her storyline being the cancer thing. But for y'all to say that she's boring and cancer is... For y'all to agree with what Drea said, y'all all need y'all asses whipped. And I pray to God that none of y'all ever get cancer or have somebody close to you get cancer in your lifetime. That is disgusting. I don't care what Drea meant. It's what Drea said. And Drea said it more than once. She said it verbatim on the footage. That's boring on this show. Cancer is boring on this show. The fact that I'm a thought and all of that, that's entertaining on this show. She said it, and then she said it again at Brandy's cancer event when she left with Angel. Nobody cares about your sad story. And y'all are going to sit up here and agree with her? There is no way you can tell me that Drea was right for what she said. I don't care how you flip it, dip it, whatever. Drea was wrong, and that's it. Point blank, period. So all of y'all that's agreeing with her, y'all are stupid. And I pray to God that nothing happens to you and your family that's that tragic as far as cancer goes. Because cancer is not a joke. You can think what you want to think about Brandy, but I think that girl is brave for even putting her story out there on Basketball Wives to discuss it. And this season, she was not being a victim. She was discussing problems with her husband. There's women that's married to basketball players going through that now. So excuse the hell out of Brandy for wanting to be relatable. Excuse the hell out of her for wanting to be more than just a woman who's married to a basketball player. You know, I mean, people kill me. People kill me. When I watch these reality shows, I watch them for my entertainment, and I watch them because there's characters on this show who I may relate to. But y'all are just, I'm sorry. Everybody who agreed with Drea, everybody who's team Drea, everybody who's talking about, oh, Brandy's boring, Brandy's this, Brandy's that. Y'all all should be ashamed of yourselves. And I'm disgusted because it was a lot of y'all on my timeline who was saying that y'all agree with Drea and y'all feel like, oh, Drea, yeah, good, Drea left because Drea was above the BS and she ain't one. Okay, so all of y'all that agree with Drea, and then y'all go ahead and agree with Drea. But I just pray nothing happens to y'all family members. But that's it. And that's my opinion. And I'm moving on. So, yeah. Next with Megan and Angel. First of all, I don't even understand why them two have beef. Because I feel like Megan just likes picking on Angel because she thinks that Angel won't say anything. And, you know, Megan basically was saying that, you know, Angel is an escort because she found pictures of Angel on Backpage, which I guess is an escort website. I don't know nothing about it, but she found pictures of Angel on Backpage, and she pulled the picture out as proof and, you know, showed everybody on the stage. Now, my thing is, Megan, don't you have anything else better to do than to be sitting here Googling people? That's one. And two, Angel said it, you know, Angel was like, well, she was catfish. And I mean, that'll happen when you're on a show. That'll happen when you're well known on social media. People will steal your pictures and put it on a dating website or something to make people believe that it's them when it's not. So I believe Angel. So just because you saw her pictures there, you think they were her? And I mean, she's asking, basically trying to, you know, point out, oh, well, how you know what's on that page? She's like, because I know people steal my pictures all the time. I'm like, Megan, stop reaching. Just stop reaching. You just want to have a problem with Angel because she's friends with Drea. Just get over it and stop. You gonna say hi? Oh, you say hi? You're a mess. But yeah. So I'm just like, whatever her beef is with Angel, it's like null and void. Nobody cares. You shouldn't even have beef with Angel because Angel did nothing to you. Now, Tammy and Brandy, I mean, Tammy did read Brandy for filth. Basically, she was like, you know, I wasn't brought on to be a thirsty sugar mama. I was brought on to save your job because Shaunie asked me to come on the show. So basically, Tammy basically put it out there that Shaunie brought her on this season of Basketball Wives because ratings are slipping. And, you know, I guess after Drea left, some people stopped watching or whatever. So, you know, Tammy was brought on just to basically, you know, shake it up a bit. And I mean, you can see that because this season was awful. This season was terrible. So, I mean, in my honest opinion, well, I'm going to get to the next one. But Tammy just basically told Brandy, you know, it's not about being thirsty. I have jubes. She meant to say jobs, but she said I have jubes. So she's basically like, you know, I'm coming on to save your job. If it wasn't for Shaunie, you know, you wouldn't even be up here or whatever. You know, just basically letting her know. Now, Shaunie feels like, well, Brandy feels like Shaunie was being a bitch because every time she came around, she would always have something negative to say about their group. Now, here's my thing about Shaunie and Tammy coming back, period. Okay, great. It made for good TV to bring Tammy back, of course. But for y'all to come back and constantly say and constantly compare them to Miami, they're not Miami. They're a different group, yes. And then honestly, the only reason why Basketball Wives Miami is no longer on is because Evelyn does not want to do it anymore. Period. And the last season that Miami had was trash. It was corny. It was exhausting. It was boring. So it does seem like, you know, Shaunie just wants to just, you know, she wanted the show to have ratings. You know, that makes sense or whatever. But at the same time, honestly, Shaunie shouldn't have came on this season because it kind of looks a little desperate on her part because she's behind Basketball Wives and the Basketball Wives franchise, but it does look desperate because she's on this show and she's talking about these girls, but yet you're on the same show with these girls. Yeah, you're the boss, but how do you think that makes you look? You fraternizing with your employees, basically. So, girl, I just cut this on for you. So, yeah. So, it's like you can't get mad because one of the girls called you a bitch. Maybe you were acting like a bitch at that moment. And that's what Brandy said. So, basically, you know, John Sally asked her if she would change the cast members. Like, what would she do for next season? She's like, well, I can't say who will be here and who won't be here. But, you know, we do need to switch it up and, you know, add some people, maybe take some people off. And that's that. And that's how it ended. So, I mean, like, basically, that's my opinion on the whole reunion. The reunion was boring. It was pointless. The season was corny. I really hope, you know, next season is better. I hope they bring back some people who, you know, I mean, well, we all know Jackie coming back because Jackie is crazy. I'm hearing that everybody's coming back, basically, but they might add some more people. The only person I know that's not coming back is Drea. And, I mean, who knows? They're still in talks of it. But, I mean, who knows? I mean, if they pay Drea enough, she might come back. But honestly, I don't think she should come back. I think she should move on. But I really do think she should issue, like, a genuine apology to Brandy because what she said was wrong. And that apology that she gave on Instagram or wherever she gave it was BS. And that was for publicity. So that's my opinion on Basketball Wives LA. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Good night.